So just what do narcissistic people truly think? Now, as much as we can never actually get into another person's headspace to know what they're actually thinking, we can go on their behaviours, the things they do, the things they say, the way they act, the patterns that are created over time, to come to a conclusion and have a very good idea of how somebody else is thinking. It isn't always foolproof. People make mistakes, people make errors. However, when it comes to narcissistic people, as a general rule of thumb, this is how the majority of them think. And first and foremost, they believe that they are better than you. They believe that they're better than all others. They don't think they need help and support. They think they've got everything covered, which is why if they do need help and support, they'll often dry beg to gain the help and support, so that if it ever comes up later down the line, they can just turn around and say, I never asked you. I can do that for myself. I never asked you. You offered. Or when they ask for your help, they make out that you owe them in some way. They wouldn't ask, however, you're the one that owes them something. They believe they are special. They believe they are superior. And this stems from their arrogance. They believe they know better than all others. Narcissistic people also think that they deserve all the attention, all the praise, all the recognition. This is why they go all out sabotaging special occasions. They don't believe other people deserve this. They believe other people have cheated their way to success, because that's their mindset, because that's where they're coming from. They're exploiting people to get their needs met. Therefore, when you don't give them the attention that they believe they're entitled to, they get offended. They seek to punish you. Catch a cheating narcissist out and they will turn around and accuse you and claim, if you'd have paid me more attention, I wouldn't have gone elsewhere. And they're very convincing in this because they themselves usually actually believe this within themselves. Nobody impresses a stranger like a narcissist who's not getting their own way with their own family. Narcissistic people would rather impress a stranger than care for their own family. And they will be telling those strangers that their family don't appreciate them, that their family don't care about them, because they believe this within their mind, because they're not being put first and foremost in absolutely everything their family does. They go all out to sabotage whatever it is that's taking their family's attention away from them. And if that doesn't work, they seek revenge by giving their attention elsewhere and trying to get one over their friends and family. They genuinely believe they don't have to conform to societal norms. This is why they don't conform to them. They believe that they're above those. You should conform to them. They're allowed to treat you in a manner that you should never treat them. They get offended. If you force silence on them, they're offended and they play so many games. However, they're allowed to just ignore you because they're better than you. You're not important at that moment in time. So they're entitled to break the rules because they believe they're special and above them all. However, you're not. They will judge you. They will belittle you. They will criticize you, because narcissistic people tend to perceive themselves as perfect. They don't make mistakes. Everybody else makes mistakes. They believe that there is absolutely nothing wrong with them and everything wrong with you. They believe there's nothing wrong with them seeking attention. However, if you seek attention, even though you're not seeking attention, if you just lose a loved one, because they lack empathy, they perceive that as you playing the victim and trying to seek attention, because that's what they do. When they're projecting out onto you, accusing you of being jealous and insecure and too sensitive, not being able to take a joke, they're actually confessing, they're telling on themselves, they're projecting who they are as a person onto you because they perceive themselves to be perfect. So they're going to do something to humiliate you, and because they're better than you, or believe they're better than you, as soon as you try to have a conversation about this, they're going to accuse you of not being the one, of being the one who can't take a joke. They're incredibly insensitive because they lack empathy. So they're going to go all out to be insensitive towards you. And when you try to have that normal, everyday, healthy conversation with them, they turn around and accuse you of being too sensitive, because that's who they are as a person. They attack you based on who they are as a person. They tend to believe that they're the most hard done to people you have ever met, and they've really had to struggle when what they've done is exploited. Yet everyone else is just privileged and got it handed to them on a plate. Now, there's no doubting that some people have it easier than others have it. However, we never know the suffering that another person has gone through. So realistically, it's none of our business. However, narcissistic people are very envious of others. So if they see another person achieve something, being successful, celebrating something, even having a healthy relationship, a narcissist gets offended by this. They believe that the other person doesn't deserve it, and often usually tries to sabotage that person. Narcissists tend to believe they're entitled to special privileges, which is often why they will often be rude to people serving them, people just having an everyday job. They will be rude to these people, believing those people are beneath them, unless they're looking to sell an illusion, a grand impression. Then they can be polite and charming. It's turned on and off as and when suits them, depending on their audience, depending on who they're trying to impress. They're very entitled, so they believe they deserve special privileges. However, if someone does actually genuinely deserve a special privilege, the narcissist gets offended by this and believes they're playing the system. They believe they're more important than everybody else and they should come first, which is why if you decide just to meet up with your family, they'll turn around and say, well, if they're more important to you than I am, because they believe that they are the most important person in the room and everything should revolve around them. There's lots of things that narcissistic people believe, but one of the main ones is it's not their fault. And if anything goes wrong, it's not their fault. They didn't do it. They didn't mean it. It wasn't that bad. Nothing to do with them. It's always somebody else's fault. It's always somebody else's responsibility, which is why they gaslight, project, lie, blame, shame, criticize, judge, because they want to be perceived as perfect while blaming everybody else so that they can get away with their behaviour, because they believe they're entitled to do the things that they do. They will go all out to justify and excuse and rationalise their behaviour away and blame the other person, because to a narcissist, nothing's ever their fault. It's always somebody else's fault. If anyone has any thoughts on this video, please do add those into the comments for people reading through. Thank you very much to all the returning subscribers and your continued support with the channel. It's greatly appreciated. If you are new to the channel, I'm Elizabeth Shaw. This channel is all about narcissistic behaviour, to give you more understanding of the people you might be dealing with within your life, how to handle yourself around those people if you cannot go no contact, and different methods to find what works for you to help you understand and overcome narcissistic and emotional abuse. If you do find the information helpful on the channel, please do subscribe. If you are looking for further help and support in understanding and overcoming narcissistic and emotional abuse, I do have several online guides available, and those teachable links are in the video description. If you're looking for someone to speak to, I have partnered with BetterHelp, and their sponsored link is also in the video description. I do also have a couple of books out on Amazon, 15 Rules to Deal with Narcissistic People if you can't go no contact, and a Narcissists Handbook, which is the ultimate guide to understanding and overcoming narcissistic and emotional abuse. Go out there and create the day that you deserve, because you do deserve to have an amazing day. Bye.